So I had a little bit of a problem with my 3D printer and crashed a print and tore the insulating ceramic tape on the extruder. So we're going to take apart the extruder and remove the old tape and replace it with some new ceramic insulation and secure it with some high temperature caftan tape, both of which I picked up on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the comments below. So let's get started. The tools you'll need for this are a small Phillips head screwdriver, small pair of pliers, a pair of scissors, and a knife. So the first step is to remove the fan housing, and we'll just remove the spring clips with a pair of pliers. And move the fan up and out of the way. The next step, we're going to unscrew the outer housing around the extruder so we can remove the housing and get to the extruder so that we can clean the tape off. And it's just 2 Phillips screws on either side. And then housing just slides off, and then you can free the extruder from the axis arm. So you can see there's the wires for the heater cartridge and the thermistor are wrapped around to hold it securely, and you can see how badly I tore up that tape. We're going to go in and remove it with an X-Acto knife. Actually, it's Jocko's Maker knife. And there's a hole slit around the top of the extruder, and then there was another hole around the bottom that we'll have to duplicate on the new tape. Scissors might be easier here. Just be careful not to damage any of the wires. You can see how badly discolored and burnt that is, probably from plastic that got up on it. Got a little bit of plastic adhered to the extruder and on the nozzle. We'll just try and scrape as much of that off as we can. So we've got as much of the plastic scraped off as we can. I'll probably come back and replace this nozzle at some point. And the next step is to start laying out the new ceramic insulator tape. So we're going to need to cut a hole at the bottom to accept the nozzle, and then cut around where the extruder comes in so that we can wrap the tape around. I'm going to put one edge flush with the top and try and do all my cuts as I wrap it around, and then I'll slit it around the extruder and this last wire. So the first step is to mark a spot where the nozzle is. And I'm just going to push and make an indent, so that I've got a little indent in the tape, and cut it with a knife. So like any good plan, this one doesn't quite fit as well as I wanted, so I came back and cut a version 2 with a hole and a slit, and then another hole for the extruder. It'll give me a little more positive place to tape around. And then still wrap around the top side, down, catch the nozzle, trim this end. And now I've got a little more secure place to wrap my tape around. Check the nozzle and make sure the tip is clear. Remove any little fibers of the ceramic tape. And it may not be pretty, but it'll do for me. Next, we'll just re-twist the heating element and the thermistor wires around the extruder head. Secure it with the cover. and put the fan back on. And that little repair should last as long as I don't crash and fail another print and tear the tape off, but if so, it's easy to replace. The last thing I want to do is just wipe down the bed with rubbing alcohol to make sure any debris that I dropped on it isn't there to ruin another print.